Being a nurse is something that I love. I chose to be a nurse not just to only have a job, but to have a lifelong career. Um, One was to be financially stable, to take care of my family, and know that my children wouldn't have to struggle the way that I did to get to where I'm at today. It all started about 3 years ago. I got laid off, and that's when the journey started. At that time, I was felt like I was going nowhere with life. I had these dead end jobs and wasn't really doing anything, so I knew I had to do something better. And what else better to do than to go to school to be a nurse? So I took all the required courses and did what needed to be done to actually apply to the nursing program. And then that's when the journey started and the headache started. I applied a couple times and got a couple no's, and then eventually I finally got a yes. And that's when my journey all began. So the hardest thing about being in nursing school and becoming a nurse was that I was still a mother first and a wife before all of this. So it's kind of hard juggling being a mother and a wife and going to school. So that was something that I had to figure out how to do, how to still be a mother to my children, which is very minimal time. We out of a whole full day, I was at school maybe 10 hours a day, 7:30 to 5:30 some days. And then when I would get home, I would still have to cook, clean, and make sure that my children was fine to go to bed. And not only that, I still had a husband. So them were just some of the hardships that I had to face while in nursing school. Second was being mentally prepared from having these long nights and really hard days, being mentally prepared, staying up nights until 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, preparing myself for school, preparing myself for tests, and then making sure the children get off to school, and then me leaving out the door for school. Um, so it all started. Hmm, I would say probably the best time is when I got to my last semester. It seemed like that year just flew by when I was in nursing school. And then when I got to that last semester, that was like the best thing that ever happened to me. Just making it to the third semester and be like, hey, this is it. It's almost here. It's like your goal is so reachable at that time. You don't know where to go from there. So I made it to the last semester and did everything that needed to be done and passed. We graduated. So then you think, hey, I graduated. That's the good part behind it, and it's all said and done, and it's all behind you. But no, it wasn't that easy because the scariest part of all was you had to take the state boards. So that was like, oh my gosh, the scariest thing of all. You've completed the class, but now did you learn and take in everything that needed to be took in to actually become a nurse? Because without taking these state boards and passing, you're really not a nurse. You just passed nursing school. So the time came and I mentally prepared myself and got ready and took the test. And lo and behold, now I'm a nurse. I mean, I wouldn't change it for anything in the world. If I could have, or would have done anything differently, I probably would have done it when I was younger and not waited until I got older to do it, and not have had a family and children, had to sacrifice the way I did and put my children on the back burner to become a nurse. But now, in the long run, I would consider it to be all worth it. But if I could, I would do it all over again. And that would just be when I would have finished high school, I would have put my priorities a little bit more in order and took my classes and became a nurse first and then a wife and a mother later. But everything happens for a reason, and I'm here now and it's completed. So for anyone who's thinking about going to nursing school, just go to the website allnurses.com and check that out. That'll give you some really good upsides and inside pointers into what can be expected and what might be expected. And just if you have general questions that you can't find answers to, look it up on there. It's a really good website, and there's a lot of nurses that just get together and chat. So you'll probably find out some things that you need. Okay, thank you.